Riverside.
I feel like this is one of these that you don't feel it's game day because it came up so fast. Like we had one of those earlier this year. Like the turnaround was just a snap of the fingers.
Yep.
And it's unfortunate because it's really a game we got to win.
Have to win.
You know? Well, welcome to the show. No controversy or staff changes here at Blue Jay Banner. If you don't know what I'm talking about, just go online and Google 1620. There's a big shakeup over there, a sudden shakeup that's got everybody wondering what the hell's going on. I don't know, people. People have gotten a hold of me. I don't know. All right, I'm well out of that verse, even though I know most of the people there. But I get the story. One of these days, I'll get this story. The other big story. Now, did you hear the lady? Just because I saw Michael Severe tweet out something about it. Did you see the lady? I think it was a lady in the Jacksonville press conference.
Yep.
You know, just gushing over the coach. You know, and Severe goes, "You can handle everyone. Personally, it's not just we or us. It's a team. It's them. It's a team nickname. That's just the way it is." He goes, "That's the way I was taught. Once you agree to wear the press pass, fandom goes out the window." Yes, I agree with that. However, I think you can still be a fan of the team and write objectively about like you can't
100%.
You can't go into the press conference going, "Boy, we really sucked tonight," you know, or something like, you know what I mean? Like, because it's odd that Michael Severe says that, because has anybody ever, and I know this is going to be just, it's a Creighton Husker thing again, but has anybody ever read or listened to guys that cover the Huskers?
Right.
Oh my God. They're the biggest homers of all time, because most of them went there. I get that, but you know, like John Walker did not go to Creighton, so he's totally. Right. I'm sure he kind of wants Creighton to do well. Like it's
for sure, yeah,
helps his business, you know.
Yeah. If Creighton's not doing well, nobody's really reading articles or following Creighton basketball. So I'm sure he hopes that Creighton does well. And you know what? I heard the press conference. Everything like that. I don't know. I liked it. You know, we're living such a negative world all the time. Like I'm good with a little positive reinforcement every now and again.
Yeah, this is a weird place for it. You know,
it was. Yeah, and maybe it was a little too long. They timed it out as like 27 seconds. Maybe hey, give a quick 10 seconds. Like hey, hold your head up. You had a really good season. And ended at that,
The coach is kind of taken aback by it too. Like he didn't know what to say.
Sure.
Like
for sure,
he's in there ready to answer questions. Like, how come you went for it on fourth down? And
yeah.
But I have to say, when I sit at press row, I don't do it as much as I used to. But when I sit at press row, once in a great while, I'll find myself going, "Oh." Like or something, like, and then going, "Oh, I can't say that,"
Right.
If it's a Creighton game or whoever I'm rooting for or whatever, yeah. But
yeah, I think the uproar and the like negativity surrounding it is a little bit too much. Like I don't know. I think just.
Yeah, but it kind of shocked me that Severe, who used to have lots of like, Husker Online people on, and first of all, for us, like, they say, "Oh, you're a fan." I mean, Gary, who I'm friend, Gary Sharp, who we brought up, Gary Sharp, I consider a friend of mine. He back in the day used to call me fanboy, when we were working at
Right.
1620. But he was just, he likes poking the needle and stuff. And then once I got in his grill a little bit about fanboy, you, and then he's like, okay, all right, that's fair. But the other thing is so we're a little different because we're more. I think internet people can be a little different. Like I know at on
Yeah.
three, their big thing was you cannot be a fan. You da 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 da. Come on, are you telling me Sean Callahan isn't a fan of the Huskers?
Oh yeah.
Come on.
Yeah.
And the other one, this is perfect timing, because this just happened last week. The number of Husker fans who are jumping all over Kugler for his.
Yeah.
Did you see that?
Yeah.
Oh my word! He just hates Nebraska. Are you kidding me? I never get that impression when I listen to him that he hates Nebraska. Now, does he just gushingly fall all over himself to tell you how great they are? No, he does the game.
No. Because that's not what he's supposed to do. I don't know.
Oh my word!
Yeah.
I watched that Ohio State game. I could have guessed if I hadn't known. Could have guessed a million colleges where he went to school. Kugler went to school. I would have not guessed Nebraska. I didn't think he was pro Ohio State at all.
No. Well, just like what we've talked about, it's hard, when you have an underdog team playing at home, you got the crowd into it. It's hard to not.
We talked about this the other day. Oh, sorry.
And it's fine. And it's just hard to, when they make a play, the underdog home team, to not get a little bit more juice because you're feeling the energy of the crowd.
You have to get louder because the crowd's louder.
Yep.
It's just crazy. Stupid crazy.
Yep.
Okay. Well, welcome to the show. First thing I want to talk about is the Wax and Drafts event at Infusion Brewing Company. So you can go to their website, infusionbrewing.com, and see all about it. They got over 40 vendors there. It's on January 25th. They're going to have several of these throughout the year. And I know you are, or at least your family's kind of into this, right?
Oh yeah. My son is big into basketball cards right now.
So you're going to be heading over there, aren't you?
I am, yeah.
So January 25th, 11 to 4 at Infusion. They're going to have over 40 different card vendors there. You could buy, sell, trade, sports cards. What's TCG? I'm unfamiliar.
I have no idea.
On the flyer, it says
no
sports, TCG, and more. Trading cards.
Trading card games, like
maybe,
Pokemon,
maybe.
Pokemon and stuff like that.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Gotcha. Yeah. I didn't know what they called that. I knew that's big too. So anyway, their address 6271 South 118th Street in Omaha. Just as you're heading out of town on the interstate, you got Oak Hills on the right, Infusion's over on the left. So all ages welcome. They'll have beer, pizza for sale, free to the public to come in, and so it's just going to be a huge event. So they've got a great space for it too in their warehouse where they can do all these events. So I know that's where we've had our event, and we've had tons of room, so it's been great. So check it out. That's infusionbrewing.com. Okay, it's Georgetown today. A team that's I thought was going to, if you remember back when we were talking about the beginning of the season in the Big East, I kind of said I thought Georgetown was going to be a team that kind of would rise to the top of that middle tier. And they have done nothing like that.
They have not.
And have looked really bad sometimes doing it.
They've looked very, very poor. 9-7 overall, 1-4 in the Big East. Ken Palm Jace currently at 44, Georgetown at 109th.
Yeah, so this is a bad game. We're playing home. It'll be a quad 3.
Yep.
We can't
And then
lose
the
this.
net, yeah,
This
and then
would
the
be a
net Jays
crusher
are
to lose this one.
47, and Georgetown is 135th in the net. So
Yeah,
yeah,
we would really severely, we somehow, some way, with only winning one really big game, okay,
right.
worked our way back into the conversation.
Yep.
This would crush us. Although bad
100%.
losses don't hurt you as much as good wins do, so if we beat UConn, sure, but this gives you a little bit of wiggle room, especially, and frankly, the games we got coming up, we don't have any. We don't have any. Providence is bad. Xavier's bad. Marquette's bad. We don't have any good resume
Right.
building games coming up, so we've just got to win.
You got to win. You got to I think, we talked about the quick turnaround. So this is probably good for Creighton coming off of that, whatever happened on Saturday. So, quick turnaround, be able to flush that and get back on the floor. And, and I think Jays fans want to see a solid, convincing victory against a Georgetown team that really struggles to score the basketball. So, the Jays obviously have struggled at times defensively, and this is a chance to get right on the defensive end, work on some things, because Georgetown does really struggle. They're 77 points a game, which is 7th in the Big East. They're shooting 42% from the field, which is 9th in the Big East, and then 30% from 3, which is 10th in the Big
big
East.
one right there, is a 3-pointer.
Yep.
I don't know if anybody watched them in DePaul. They scored one. They made one field goal the entire second half, which when you're watching the game, sometimes you don't know, because it was a fairly close game. Even with that, it was a close game, and so you kind of you lose track of what they've scored, because they were scoring points, they were hitting free throws, but yeah, I mean, they don't. Yeah, it's their 3-point shooting is really bad. I mean, to me, I look at them and they have some pieces, but
for sure, yeah, and in the DePaul game, it's I think we talked about this, but their only field goal was at the 10-minute mark of the second half, so they went almost 10 minutes each way not scoring a field goal, which is unbelievable. So. They also so I think another thing is obviously when you struggle to score, your assists aren't going to be there. They average 14 assists a game, which is 9th in the Big East. They do get around 7 steals a game, which is 5th in the Big East. So they do still Ed Cooley on the defensive end. They do force 9 turnovers a game. I'm sorry. They only turn the ball over 9 times, which is best in the Big East. So they do take care of the basketball. They just are not finishing offensive possessions with baskets. So, again, Jays are going to have to get, one thing that, Ed Cooley teams, they do rebound well, 37 rebounds a game, which is 4th in the Big East. So, the Jays are, force tough shots and then have to finish possessions by getting defensive rebounds. Don't let Georgetown get offensive rebounds and get easy buckets, because if you force this into a half court game where Georgetown has to beat you in the half court, I really like the Jays' chances.
I've actually seen them miss a fair amount of shots at the rim too.
Yeah, I mean, you look at, obviously, we talked about how they shoot from the field, and going and looking at each player's field goal shooting, it's very poor. So I can see them missing a lot around the basket.
Where is their injury situation at?
So it doesn't seem like they have a lot of injuries. One thing that did happen in December was Deshaun Harris-Smith, who's playing pretty well for them. He stepped away for personal reasons in December. So that took away a guy who was playing about 20 minutes a game and averaging about 9 points.
And he hasn't come back.
He has not come back, no. And so, looking at box scores and things like that for kind of their top 5, 6 guys, they all played in the Seton Hall game. So, it's not anything that I'm looking at where
maybe I'm getting him and the other. Who's their guard? It looks kind of to me like their
Oh,
best player.
yeah. Okay. Sorry. Yes. So KJ Lewis, he was hurt early in Big East play. He did not play in he did not score in the Marquette game. He's their leading scorer, but he's back now and playing. And
Okay.
so I
I
think
think
kind
he
of
was the guy that
towards
I was thinking was hurt at some point, and I not thought he
yeah.
was back.
Yep. So at the end of kind of non-conference play, conference play, he got hurt, and he actually, it's weird. He scored. He didn't score at all. Played, I think, like 6 minutes against Marquette, which is actually their only win of the Big East at Marquette. So I don't know if that means anything, but he is he's a transfer from Arizona, 6'4", averaging 15 points and 5 rebounds. He shoots 39% from the field, 28% from 3-point range. Against Seton Hall, he had 10. Against DePaul, he had 18. Against St. John's, he had 27. And then against Xavier, he had 15. And he's averaging about 29 minutes a game. So he is their guy.
They also have a big. I mean, he's not particularly great, but he's big.
Yeah, so they have some size. So they have and I'll probably butcher his last name, Julius Halafanu. He's 7 foot, averages 11 points and 5 rebounds, 56% from the field, 25% from 3-point range. I don't think he shoots
Right, he doesn't. No.
too often from 3. So he had he had 4 against Seton Hall, 8 against DePaul. He did not score against St. John's and only played 12 minutes. So it looked like he was in foul trouble in that game. Then he had 19 against Xavier and then 21 against Marquette. And then they have another big guy who's 7'1", Vince Iwuchukwu, and he played at St. John's.
That's the guy I was thinking of.
Yeah. Yep. So, and he played at St. John's last year. So he's averaging 9 points and 4 rebounds. He plays 21 minutes a game, but he's actually only played in 6 games so far this year. And so he might be another guy that you were kind of talking about that's been injured. So he's played the last 2 Big East games where he scored 10 against Seton Hall and 2 against DePaul. So I'm assuming just coming back from injury there. And so he's playing 21 minutes a game. So, I think they've kind of been battling, like you talked about, some injury bug here with KJ Lewis and the big guy. So some of these guys slowly starting to come back, but again, they're still struggling on the offensive end. One name to remember from last year is Malik Mack. He's their guard, 6'2", 14 points and 4 assists. He is struggling big time shooting the basketball. 38% from the field. Yeah, 28% from 3-point range. He plays 36% from the field, 33% from 3-point range, still struggling. He plays 32 minutes a game, so he's out there the majority of the time. And he's scored the ball well. He had 14 against Seton Hall, 9 against DePaul, 18 against St. John's, 21 against Xavier, and 13 against Marquette. So, it'd be interesting to see, how the Jays defend him, because you figure Dix is going to be on KJ Lewis at 6'4". So, who did the Jays put on Malik Mack? Because it's really Lewis and Mack are the 2 perimeter players that you got to stop, and then the big guys, you're gonna have to battle with.
Yeah. I just wonder. I've reached out to Ron Bailey, who's our friend over at who's the on-3 guy over at Georgetown, but he hasn't gotten back to me. But I just wondered, like, I know they're in a different world there in Georgetown. Like, it's not like Creighton. Like, oh my God, Max. They just don't have the. They have tons of fans, but the fans don't care because they've been so bad for so long.
Yeah.
But He like I just wonder. I mean, they paid him a ton of money.
Oh yeah,
I mean,
a
and they're
ton.
not seeing any results here.
No,
Any results?
yeah,
'Cause what is this? This year 3?
yeah,
I mean, so I don't know. Some point.
right. Yeah, and just like what you talked about earlier is, we I think all in the Big East, everybody, media, everybody kind of expected this to be the Georgetown leap. This year, you get a big time transfer from Arizona. You get a transfer from UConn, Isaiah Abraham. You get a transfer from Baylor and Langston Love. All guys that you think are going to help take this team
Yeah.
to the next level. But like unfortunately, we're seeing as Blue Jay fans sometimes portal guys just don't mesh, and it just and when you hit the portal hard and you miss and it doesn't work, then you're kind of stuck. So
Yeah, like this is something we can discuss in May, okay? But I I kind of feel like throw out UConn, okay, definitely. And maybe even St. John's now, but I kind of feel like the rest of the Big East, other than say DePaul, I want to say, okay, have all kind of really missed on the portal this year, which is really weird to see that many teams not get production. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
oddly, I think Dix is probably one of the bigger success stories in the Big East, right?
Yep.
But there's a lot of guys all over the place. Marquette,
Oh,
I mean,
100%.
Xavier.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
'Cause
Xavier,
these are
big
teams
time.
that had Xavier. They had a totally new team,
Yep.
and it's weird. Like,
It's a dangerous game, to play in the portal. That's why going after some of these high school kids is still, in my opinion, a more important route to go, because you can get these guys, you can develop them, you can get them in your culture ingrained. Some of these guys coming in, it's hard to retrain them on, hey, I played this certain way for how many years, I'm getting this money, I want to play, I'm going to play my way, and it doesn't matter because I'm already getting paid. So it's, and this isn't at any certain person or anything like that. This is just, I mean, you see this in college football, you see this in basketball, across all of college basketball, that these kids are just, now they're getting paid, and if I don't play well, I don't, it's not the end of the world for me. So
yeah, I mean, I know they're doing their due diligence, but it seems like we're just grabbing at guys, And I wonder how much of that's going on, especially with maybe all the Big East teams, because we can't somehow compete. I know people think because of their revenue sharing now it's all even. It's still not even, okay, folks? It's not.
not even close.
So I wonder if it's because they're competing with these big schools that they're reaching out and just grabbing people. Just like,
Right.
oh, I better get this guy now.
Yep.
Put all our eggs
Well,
in this basket because
I mean, it's funny. I mean, you look at Creighton's transfer class, and the forgotten one, and was that nobody talked about in the transfer, was Austin Sports, and like, where would Creighton be if it wasn't for him
hey,
right
I'm
now? So
I'm guilty party number one right there.
yeah,
Because
I
we
think
got him late, and it was kind of
yeah,
like, what are we doing? You're just throwing another guy in here, I
yeah,
didn't doubt that he was probably a decent player, but it was kind of like, man,
right. And this, where would Creighton be without him? And again, he was it seemed like he was just a throw into this transfer class, and he's been out. And did it take him a while? 100%. And he finally bought in to the Creighton system, and sometimes sitting on the bench and not playing is the greatest thing for some of these guys. And it just kind of depends your mentality. Which way are you going to go when the coaches bench you? Are you going to pout and and not work harder, or are you going to take this? Okay, I got to work harder, and he did, and good for him.
Yeah, we've got some deep discussions for another day on all this.
Right? Yeah, I could go on this for a while. Sorry,
this is great stuff, man. Great stuff. By the way, since the whole world is talking about them, Dana Altman returns to Nebraska tonight. There's a team that's just fallen off the cliff too. I mean, crazy.
Yeah.
So the Jays tonight. It's an 8:00 tip. By the way, it's on Peacock. Jays are 9.5-point favorites. The total is 148.5. It seems a hair high to me. Just because Georgetown can't score.
Right.
The big East game tonight is UConn at Seton Hall. Like, this is maybe one of 2 or 3 games that UConn could possibly lose. 4 games probably. Right. And 2 top 25 teams going at it. UConn is only a 5.5-point favorite. I say only, but the under/over is 131. Oh my word! Yeah, I would. I don't know. I guess that Providence game now is giving people pause about UConn.
Yeah, I don't know. just
man, a bad afternoon.
Yeah, and I think we've all seen it before. Like Providence, when they get in the amp, like they
speaking of them,
they play better.
Speaking of them, they bring Villanova in tonight. So that there's some big games here. Villanova, Providence, UConn, Seton Hall. So there's 2 games right there that are going to kind of maybe affect how the things go here down the stretch. But at any rate,
that's why the Jays have to take care of business tonight.
Yeah, we got 4 winnable games coming up. Not saying we will win them all, but they're certainly winnable games. They're not like going to UConn or whatever. I mean, they're winnable games. And we went through that stretch that we thought we had to go 2-1. We went 1-2 in that stretch. So, God, it sure would have been nice to get that Seton Hall game.
Yeah.
Then it would have eased the pain of the St. John's game a little bit.
For sure.
Okay. So, big event tonight. We're emceeing the event over at the Hilton's. Similar, not the same, but similar to what we did before the Kansas State game. We'll kick it off around 6:30. Go for an hour. We'll do trivia contests, give away tons of stuff. We're efforting some guests to speak. It's kind of tough because of the time frame we're locked into. But check it out. We really, 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 really want a lot of people to show up because last time I think we had their biggest crowd when we did our events, so they want us to keep doing some of these. So we will if things work out. So check it out. It's a pregame event at the Hilton. They have food, great food, beverage. There's pretty decent-sized crowds there, too. And they have a big area. So we're going to do tons of trivia, give away tons of T-shirts. This is your first chance to get a Blue Jay Banner T-shirt, okay?
Nice.
Who wouldn't just show up across the earth to get one of those? Actually, these things are pretty damn hot looking, if I say so myself. Hold on. Let me go grab one.
Yeah, love it. It's just exciting times. Everybody's ready. The buzz is palpable here. So
I couldn't have been happier the way these turned out. Look at these things.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah. Like the colors really pop.
Yeah.
It's gray. It's awesome.
thinking the next giveaway, you sign one, I'll sign one. Austin, AJ, all Blue Jay Banner can sign one.
Oh, who wouldn't want that?
Right?
Man, who wrote all over your shirt? I don't know.
I don't know.
Yeah, so we got that. We got some autograph. We have player autograph mini basketballs too to give away tonight. We got several of them, and then we've got some more gear to give away, Creighton gear, and what else we got? We got all kinds of stuff. So these trivia questions are easy, trust me. So we got one that's just on this team this year. So if you've gone to games, you can answer every one of these questions. So it'll be a lot of fun. So check it out, 6:30 or 7:30 over at the Hilton. All right. We're excited about that. And then also other sponsor that we mentioned, RTI Threads, they're the ones who made these T-shirts for us. So they're fantastic. Here we are. Great looking Blue Jay Banner T-shirt. And they've also made our quarter zips that we have. By the way, all this stuff's available for purchase if you'd like to. Just let us know. Send an email, bluejbanner@gmail.com. And they've got everything. They've got tons of Creighton gear all over the place. So zips, hats. Mike's a big hat guy. This hat right here came from RTI Threads. So check it all out. It's rtithreads.com. Okay. So how are you feeling about tonight to wrap this up?
I feel really good about tonight. Actually, I think when you kind of get you get punched in the gut like you did on and stomped down on like you did on Saturday. I anticipate the Jays coming out ready to go, hair on fire, and I expect them to roll tonight. Actually,
now good thing is Georgetown played Saturday night.
Yeah.
So they had to go on the road, so they really flipped around. And the game's coming at you fast. Speaking of that, the next game's Friday, not Saturday. A lot of people think it's on Saturday. Right. It's Friday game.
I know.
So that will be 5 games in 12 days, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. Crazy schedule for us. I mean,
yeah.
I guess when you have that last at the end of the season when you don't play that weekend, you got to cram everything else into the games. Then we do get a little break. At least we don't. Then we actually only play one game in like 12 days.
Yeah.
Because we play Friday the 16th against Providence. Then we play home on a Wednesday, so we get a little break there. Play Xavier. Then we get almost a whole week where we play. We don't play till the Tuesday, the 27th at Marquette, and then obviously we have UConn after that. But at least we get a break in here. So we got to get through the stretch, through the Providence game, and then we're going to get a little bit of, like Mac likes to say, time to work on ourselves.
Yeah.
So, and that's usually when Mac's teams, in the past, that's when his teams improve, when he gets that week where they can work on themselves. So, all right, check it out. Thanks for all the support. Make sure you hit that that little red button down there in the right-hand corner, the subscribe button. Helps us out a ton. We keep adding people here every week, and the show, the Blue Jay Banner show, Blue Jay Banner Today show keeps growing, so we're excited about that. We're going to have a lot of other guests coming up now that, as I mentioned, we are going to have some break in between these games, so it's not just game after game after game.
Right.
So we'll be able to get into some other topics. Certainly one is going to be get Coach Flannery on here, and then also get Coach Kingston on here and start talking about baseball, which is coming up fast. I saw the Huskers had a press deal yesterday for baseball. So a lot of excitement going on over at the Hilltop. So check it all out. We will be back with you tomorrow for another morning after edition. Thanks, everybody.
Good days.